So we've defined vendor accountability. We've identified and gotten access to all the tools we need to start holding vendors accountable. Let's start holding some third-party vendors accountable, shall we? As we've discussed previously, the way that we hold our vendors accountable is going to differ depending on what service they're providing. In this example, let's talk about some ways we can compare a third-party inventory listing provider. When we're looking at third-party inventory performance, I like to divide it into two different pools, on-page and off-page. On-page in this instance refers to traffic that hits our dealer website where we control the analytics, we've set up the goals, we've set up the conversions. Off-page refers to that actual vendor site itself, autotrader.com, cars.com, cargurus.com, etc. The off-page stuff could be confusing because everybody can track their data however they want. There's no continuity between what a VDP or an SRP may be on AutoTrader, CarGurus, cars.com, and there's no incentive. The only place where we have a level playing field to measure them is once that traffic hits our website, or when they've sent leads directly into our CRM. When we can, we want to compare apples to apples as much as possible. Things like cost per lead, cost per sale, cost per acquisition, if we're doing things like having an app to download or a service visit. If they're claiming that their traffic is not lead intended, then we can look at other things like pages per session, bounce rate, engagement rate, etc. The main goal is to make sure that your website has a fair way to evaluate your conversions and then evaluates all traffic from third parties against the same standard. We are also going to want to make sure we're taking a monthly meeting with each one of our vendor partners, during which time we're going to ask them similar questions. Questions like, who in my market is currently outperforming me on your platform? Why? What can I change to match their performance? Don't tell me spend more money. Are there any features of my current package that I'm not taking advantage of? What are they? Is my inventory feed sending you guys all available fields? Are there any optimizations I can make to increase my performance on your website? Have you made any improvements to your platform since our last meeting? What are they? How can I take advantage? Are you working with any third parties to buy and sell my customer data? What's a typical click-through rate I should expect on your website to my website? Do you have any new vendor partners you're working with? Are there any new integrations with vendors I'm currently using that I'm not taking advantage of? What's the one or two things we're going to work on between this meeting and the next meeting to improve our performance? Well, that just about wraps things up for this week. Next week, I'm going to let you know which questions you should be asking before you hire your third-party inventory providers and which ones you should be asking on a monthly basis to keep them aligned with your goals. See you then.